The families of those killed in the South Korea plane crash claim their loved ones were left on the floor of the hangar. Distraught relatives of the 179 who died in the disaster at Muan International Airport on Sunday have accused authorities of neglecting bodies recovered from the wreckage. Some 174 victims have so far been identified, with the final 5 bodies still undergoing DNA testing. Many bodies were badly damaged in the crash after the jet exploded in a fireball when it smashed into a concrete wall on the runway. It's been challenging for authorities to identify all of the victims who died in the crash. Officials have been accused of neglecting the remains of the victims and leaving bodies on the floor of the plane in the aftermath. The head of the bereaved family council dealing with the incident lashed out at authorities for failing to quickly install freezers. He said, "Unlike the government promised, the victims' remains are being neglected. The government promised to install freezers to manage the remains, but the installation was delayed and they were left on the floor of the hangar." The staff, accompanied by the Deputy Prime Minister, reported that the freezer installation was going well, but this was not true. Officials are believed to have recovered more than 600 body parts as they deal with the aftermath of the horror crash. Dozens of grieving relatives have been camped out at the airport, desperately waiting to see the bodies of their loved ones. One heartbroken man at the scene asked police, "Can you promise that they will be put back together?" Many of those on the flight were returning from Christmas holidays in Thailand. One haunting photo showed the empty desks and calendar marking days off over Christmas in a South Korean office where 5 co-workers planned their break. The 5 female colleagues who flew to Bangkok to celebrate their promotions were among the 179 people killed. 3 generations of the same family also died. A man in his 60s told Korean Yonhap news agency that his sister-in-law, daughter, her husband and their young children had all passed away. All those on board the flight are thought to have been Korean, except for 2 Thai nationals, one of whom was a 22-year-old woman called Sirathon Chow. Tragically, her mother was waiting for her at the airport when the Boeing 737-800 crash landed. 5 of those killed were children under the age of 10. Among them was a 3-year-old boy who was killed alongside his parents as they returned from their first family holiday. Kanko, 43, and his wife, Jin Lee Son, 37, had shared pictures on social media from their trip, including one of the toddler looking out the plane window. Serious questions are now being asked over whether the incident could have been avoided. All but 2 of the 181 people on board were killed. Investigators from the US and South Korea are desperately trying to piece together what caused the harrowing crash, which is one of the worst aviation disasters in the country's history. The President has ordered an overhaul of its aviation industry in the wake of the crash. And the plane's 2 black boxes and the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder are all being examined. Flight data and cockpit voice recorders have been recovered from the wreckage already, but authorities have warned that it may take months to complete a probe into the crash.
정말 불의 사고로
To all those who have tragically lost their lives in unforeseen accidents, we offer our deepest condolences to ensure that our society can collectively express this mourning for such large-scale tragedies. A memorial altar has been set up.
예, 며칠 전에 이렇게
A few days ago, there was that airplane crash, and it was so devastating and heartbreaking. For about 2 days, I couldn't help but feel sorrowful. The news kept reporting it, and it was just so sad. So this morning, I heard that a memorial altar was being set up at the square, so I stopped by on my way to work.